I would like to introduce Dr. David Leach, our school superintendent.
I'll tell you, we are so excited and proud of our scholars. Today is an event that we look forward to all year. And I'll first start with a few words to our middle school guests that are here, our 8th grade students, I believe. This is a great opportunity, and it's one that I want you to really pay attention to today and think about. You may want to explore in a few years here at the high school. I can't wait to see exactly what the various projects are. And as I think about your choices, now shifting over to our seniors, your choices entering senior year, I suppose one route is to catch senioritis, so to speak, and coast through the year. And then another is to take on a challenge, and that's exactly what you've done. This opportunity really highlights what we call in education experiential learning. So you're looking at what the goals are when you enter school, learning how to get along with other people, collaborate, communicate, think critically, solve problems, and to take on your passion, personalized learning, which you really want to learn about, identify a mentor, and dig deep into that experience, your second semester of senior year. Thank you. We're proud of you. We're excited about your future. We're excited about a few months from now when you are presenting to us. And I want to, again, just pat yourselves on the back. Good luck and enjoy this journey. Thank you.
Next, please welcome our principal, Ms. Marguerite Fusco, up to the podium for a few words.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our formal announcement ceremony. This personally is my favorite day of the year. I absolutely love hearing about the projects that our senior class of 2023 have chosen to pursue. And I really admire the risk and that they're taking to do this project. And the fact that they're embracing these challenges and commitments that their projects are going to entail. So I hope that the 8th graders kind of grab onto this, as Dr. Leach said, and see what it's like to really do a fabulous project that requires a huge time commitment. I want to welcome all the journalism classes that are here and all the friends and family that showed up to hear about this. I look forward to seeing your presentations in the spring. It's my second favorite day of the year, just behind this one. And I also want to take the time to thank Mr. DeLeo and Ms. Fogler. They have run this program now for 16 years, and they've kept the integrity of the program to its finest. So without them, nobody would be here today. So I want to thank you for all of your hard work. You do a fabulous job, you really do. So congratulations, seniors. I'm not going to hold you up. I want to hear what your projects are about, so we'll keep it moving. Thank you, everybody.
So senior project is up and running. It's important to recognize what these 17 students here sitting before us are about to embark on. 16 years ago, a group of us worked to bring this nationally accredited senior project program to Warwick Valley High School. We traveled to visit other districts who were already using senior project program, but we knew we could do it better. A team of teachers and administrators set out to create a program that would keep students engaged their entire senior year, would meet the New York State Regents requirements, would challenge them to push beyond their comfort zone and discover their passions. The program requires that students choose a topic for their project and what it will be based on. They choose the topic, we don't. They do a research project. They do the required research, search for a mentor in the field that they are studying, write a collegiate level paper, create a portfolio, and then at the end of the year, present their work to a panel of 5 to 7 judges. Who would have thought 16 years ago that this program would take off and be so popular? We are so proud of what we have created here at Warwick Valley High School. Senior Project is the epitome of our district's portrait of a graduate. It requires collaboration, communication, innovation, resiliency, and makes our students lifelong learners. Because the students are choosing their own topics, they own it, and they become independent learners. Senior Project gives students the tools needed to begin their college journey or a job right out of high school. It emphasizes the ability to speak in public, network, and make connections with others in their future fields. Mr. DeLeo and I have worked on this program for the past 16 years. We can both say this has been the most rewarding part of our careers. This is more than a project, it is life-altering, and we are so happy to be a part of it. Please welcome my partner in crime up to the podium, Mr. Nick DeLeo.
Thank you, Mrs. Vogler, and again, welcome to everyone who could be here with us today. We're so thrilled to be here for yet another formal announcement ceremony. Television is a remarkable piece of technology. When assembled, wires, glass, plastic, and electronics all work synchronously to connect us to the world. It brings us images of places some of us only dream of seeing, such as Petra in Jordan, the Amazonian rainforests, or the frozen tundras of the North Pole. Television tells stories of our fellow world citizens, showing us the unwavering human spirit, hope, perseverance, resilience, triumph, and sometimes sadness. But it also has another innate quality. We know that it's just a projection on a piece of glass, but through it, television also forges a connection between the people we see on the screen and our own home, as if we know these folks personally. And such is the case with today's keynote speaker. You see, every weekend morning, I have coffee with Gus, Rafi, and Pat, and they tell me what's going on in the world and in our communities and what I can expect from the day's weather. And of course, we all love when Rafi tells us of a possible snow day. And I'm not alone. When I suggested to Mrs. Vogler that we contact our speaker about speaking to us today at the formal announcement ceremony, her words were, "I love Pat." And every time I mentioned to a colleague that Pat was coming to our school, I was met with the exact same sentiment. In fact, when I told my 81-year-old mother that Pat was coming to WVHS, my mother said she wanted to be here tonight, and there she sits. I'm not sure if she knows it or not, but Pat has that kind of following. Pat delivers news each time she's on television with professional integrity and sincerity, and so we are so incredibly thrilled and honored to have her with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Warwick Valley High School, the Senior Project Program, please welcome our 2023 keynote speaker, weekend anchor, and news reporter from WNBC Channel 4 News, Ms. Pat Battle.
Hey, how's everybody? Thank you, Mr. DeLeo, Mrs. Folger, Marguerite Fusco. Thank you, Dr. Leach. Thank you to all of you. I have had the warmest welcome. They've stood in the cold and waited for me, make that long walk from the parking lot, and waited for me, and it's been nothing but warmth ever since. And I thank you all so much for that delightful, warm welcome, especially that guttural woohoo. I like that. I need that. I need to make that my ringtone. But I really am honored and thrilled to be here with you young folks today, and Miss Dottie. who's just a little older than the rest of y'all. But no, honestly, when I got that phone call from Mr. DeLeo, like, kids still watch news? They're not on their phones on TikTok and TikTok and whatever else y'all are looking. I was really, really thrilled to be able to come here today. I don't prepare remarks usually when I speak, and I didn't do it today, but I wanted to say how I'm anxious to get. You can drop that picture. That's so old. That's like that's like from 19. I've been at Channel 4 for 27 years. It'll be 27 years in April. Thank you. Actually, leave it up, because I still kind of look the same. And that's a great thing. Thank you so much. That's the original picture they took. I have a new one, but I'll take it because that's not bad. But I've been there for 27 years in April, and when I come out and I'm getting hugs and I love you and greeting committees, I'm like, I don't really understand why people love me when all I do is bring you bad news. 98% of the time. But I think, as Mr. DeLeo said, I try to do it with integrity, and I do it with compassion, and I do it with an eye toward humanity. And I think that that is the thing that may set me apart from a lot of other folks that I know, because I'm always humbled, truly, truly, truly humbled when people go, I love you. And I'm like, well, I love you back, but did you hear what I just said about, the sun? So I really am honored. And I can't wait to get to your presentations. Congratulations to you, 17. I can't wait to hear what you all have done or are about to do. And I got to tell you, you are way ahead of where I was when I was a senior in high school. And I'm going to tell you why. And that's kind of going to be the direction I'm going to take with this conversation that I'm going to have with you today. When I was a senior in high school, my entire life, I had planned to become a veterinarian. My parents were prepared to take out a second mortgage on the house. I shadowed my vet every time I took a dog or a cat in. I was in there. Wherever he was doing, I was watching. This is old school now. Some of you might recall old school. Now, how many of you have pets? I can't really see, so go B. All right. Okay, bark if you have a dog. Bark if you have a dog, meow if you have a cat. All right. There you go. All right, so we got a lot of dogs. Okay, back at you. So my life goal, my life dream, my ambition, I love animals, love animals, was to be a vet. And everybody knew it. So I got to my senior year in high school. We didn't have this program that you all had. I got to biology. Now, as much as I love animals, your dog, did you get your dog when it was a puppy? Did it have to be dewormed? See, back in the day when I was growing up, we didn't have designer dogs. You know, your neighbor had puppies and you took one or two, right? If you got it from the shelter, they weren't dewormed and spayed. You just took the dog home. Well, when I got the puppy and the vet had given him the deworming medication, and I came home from school that day, and nobody else was home but me and the puppy. And the puppy had released the worms. I don't like worms. Worms are creepy. They're nasty. Give me a snake. Give me a mouse. Love mice. Rats, not bad. I don't like the hairless tail, but mice are cool. Rats, I can't stand worms. Senior year comes around, I dissected a frog. I dissected a pig. And then came the worm. Has 5 stomachs. I didn't want to see one of them. So I waited until Mrs. Verbano turned her back, and I asked my lab partner, Chris Wolver, who liked worms, if he would dissect my worm for me. And Chris dissected my worm because he's really good. He's a biologist now, really quickly, and I presented it to Mrs. Verbano, and I got an A, and I went home and told my parents, I can't do it. I cannot be a vet because every kitten and puppy has to be dewormed, and I ain't doing it. They were disappointed, but they were okay with it later because what I did was, it was my senior year. I declared, I'm going to University of Maryland, College Park. I'm going to major in biology. Had to change everything. It was my senior year. I changed my major to journalism. And why? Because as much as I loved animals, reading, writing, was my passion. 17. Reading and writing. I was that little girl under the covers with the flashlight at night, after your mom tells you to go to bed and trying to finish that one last thing. Now y'all do it on your phones. Okay, I know you don't know what a flashlight looks like, but that was me. And I had a wonderful teacher. Most people didn't like him as much as I did, but who said to me, "You're one of the few people that I ever taught in senior year that can dissect William Faulkner. Have you ever considered a career in writing, a writing career?" And I'm like, well, I don't really want to be an author. I don't want to, sit in front of a typewriter all day. And I love animals, and I really like people too. So at that point, I'm talking, your parents might have been born then. I am 63 years old. I know. So, and not afraid, not ashamed to say it, but do the math. So you were talking about the early 1960s and 1970s. Very few people on television looked like me. Very, very few. And so I embarked on a career. I went off to college, University of Maryland, as I told you, and I went on to study journalism. And there were a lot of obstacles that got in my way. But here I stand. I don't know how many of those, I think it's important that you know that there will be obstacles in your way as well. I'm sure you do know that. But overcoming them and staying focused and staying on course is what I think you all know will get you to where you want to be. I say that because, wanting to be a vet, my passion, any animal, you give me an animal, I'm happy. I don't need people after I get it if I have an animal in the house. But I had to change course. My whole life I planned on this. I'd read all the books. I was ready. Don't be afraid to change course and to ask for help if you need it, because I had to ask for help. Journalism, I hadn't thought about it. Yeah, I can write a research paper. I can write a book report. Do y'all still have to write book reports? Good. Thank you, Mr. DeLeo and company. Yeah, I can do all that, but it was something that I had not felt that I was going to be venturing into, so hadn't prepared for it. I asked for a lot of help, and I got a lot of help. I took my first job out of college at a newspaper. I was a newspaper reporter for five and a half years at the Asbury Park Press. It's down at the Jersey Shore. That's where I grew up, down at the Jersey Shore. I don't know how much you all know about my history. I'm assuming that some of you who were forced to had to Google me or whatever. But I grew up down in the Jersey Shore, and when I got married when I was very young, my senior year in college. And my daughter was born with special needs. My oldest daughter has Down syndrome. And when she was born, I was a semester away from graduation. And if you know anything about people with Down syndrome, and a great deal of those folks with a trisomy 21 are born with issues with their hearts, their intestines, their lungs, respiratory system. So she needed to be closely monitored that first year. My plan was to leave her at home and go back and finish that last semester. That didn't happen that way. It was an obstacle, but overcoming it taught me so much about my strength and tenacity and my ability to overcome obstacles that were thrown in my path to success. I started my first job when first I put out the guy I accidentally married, because he wasn't helping. So you can laugh, that's funny. It was an accident. Oh, come on. She was 5 months old. That's a challenge. I was a single mom, 5 months old, with a 5-month-old child with special needs. And I went to work making $105 a week before taxes at the Asbury Park Press, writing, of all things, TV listings. Serendipitous, huh? So I did that for a while, and then I became a beat reporter covering Asbury Park and Ocean Township, and you learn so much. You all have such an amazing journey ahead of you with these mentors. You learn so much. I mean, everything from, obviously from politics and government and how government works, how government should work. And it was really an eye-opening experience for me as a young person who had not considered this field, and I fell in love with it. And about 5 years into it, I decided that I wanted to give television a shot. And I had a lot of naysayers. I am not a size 2. I'm not a size 2. I'm not exotic looking. I'm not particularly gorgeous. As back then, there were stereotypes, and I didn't fit them. And I had people tell me, "You're never going to make it." They don't want a person that looks like you. They don't want a person that talks like you. They don't want a person that walks like you. And I kept on walking. And I walked all the way to NBC, the flagship station of the National Broadcasting Center. I walked all the way to NBC because I believed in myself when other people didn't. And I knew that I had something to offer the world. And clearly, I guess you all see a little bit of that too, because the love that I get back from people, even when I'm all up in your business, I hate that, but it's so rewarding. It's such a rewarding career, and I'm so glad that I don't have to touch any worms. The only assignment I ever turned down, I was working at New Jersey Nightly News. That's the public television station in Jersey. And there was a town in South Jersey that had been overrun by gypsy moth caterpillars. It was so net that like cars were sliding off the road. They were covering the roads, dropping on people's white houses looked black. They called me, "Pat, we need you to head to Mount Laurel." It's far. I said, "What, Mount Laurel? What's going on?" "Gypsy moth caterpillars taking over the town." I'm like, "Really? Good luck." They thought I was joking until I didn't show up. And they called back, and I'm like, "You don't understand." I explained, but they thought, "Oh, she's not scared of anything. I've had bullets whiz past my head, you know." I'm not going where the caterpillars are. That's the only assignment I ever turned down, and I'm rather proud of that because that's my integrity, my personal integrity, right? So I think that my career has taken me. I've been in the company of popes and presidents, but it's the ordinary people. It's the pastry chefs and the woman on the street corner selling Italian ice in the summer, and you know the woman who picks up all the kids after school and keeps them till her neighbors come home. Those are the people that have helped make me the person that I am. And I try to deliver their stories with compassion and understanding and a kindness that I think resonates with you all. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate that from you as an audience. Because I'm sitting here most of the time, there's nobody in the room. We don't even have live cameras anymore. I'm very impressed with the 3-camera shoot, by the way, Dan, wherever you are. This is very impressive. 1, 2, yeah, 3. Where are you, Shay? Shay's over there, yep. So I'm normally looking into a camera and I don't have, you know, an audience like this in front of me. And I just want to tell you while I stand here that if it were not for you, I wouldn't be looking into that camera, right? I mean, I'm so honored and humbled that you all still appreciate what we do, what Gus and Rafi and myself and David Ushery and Natalie Pasquarella and old Chuck Scarborough hanging in there are still doing. Yeah, Chuck's, I think Chuck's shooting to be the longest running, did I say old Chuck Scarborough? Rewind that. I didn't mean that. He's raced that part. He's 78, I believe. And I think he's looking to hit 50 years and then maybe Chuck will retire. But I'm so honored to be in the company in that heralded building. I walk in there every day and I never take it for granted. After 27 years, I never, ever, ever take it for granted that I got there because it was a long journey and it was not an easy journey. I've had as many people say no thank you as said welcome. And so when you see me sitting in that chair next Saturday, this coming Saturday, just know that it was no easy path for me to get there. And the same you will find perhaps on your journeys, but do not give up. I overcame so much and I'm still not a size 2. I ate my way through my anxiety. No, I'm only joking. It's okay to laugh, y'all. It's okay to laugh. I am not listen, you know, when I'm on that box, I'm very serious, but up here, I'm here with you and for you. And I really just want you to see me as I am. I'm a mother of 3. I only have 1 dog, married, and living my best life. But it comes with challenges still. It still comes with challenges. People look at me and think I have a perfect life. Not happening. But I want you to know that despite that, I wake up every day and I thank God for another day. I thank him for another breath, another opportunity. And every day is a chance to push the reset button, right? What helped me to work my way through my challenges. And maybe I've told this to a number of young people when I talk to young folks, that I kind of adopted like a mantra, and mine was like patience, perseverance, and prayer. That's me. You can choose whatever you like or wherever in the universe suits you. But I think that having a focus like that to keep you on that path to success is really helpful. And for you all, because you're just starting out on this incredible journey, and I can't wait to see what you're going to be doing, try to stay in that realm. Try to stay in the realm of possibility. Anything is possible. In the realm of hope, in the realm of faith, and walk with your heads held high, because y'all are doing something that's really incredible. And I'm so proud of you. I'm actually a little jealous, because maybe if I'd have done that, I wouldn't have had to have Chris Wahlberg dissect that worm for me. You know, if I'd had a senior project, I would have learned very early on that I was not going to be a vet. But I do donate a lot of time and energy to animal welfare, and still love them. And I'm happy. I'm happy to be able to talk about animals and not have to pull worms out of their bodies. It's nasty. It's just nasty. But at any rate, I just want to wish you all well. I probably talked long enough. It wasn't really a pointed delivery. I just wanted to have a conversation with you, because you know, you say you love me, but I wanted you to know a little bit more about me. So maybe you can really, really appreciate where I came from, and how I got there. And the fact that I'm here now with you is truly, truly an honor. And I'm humbled. Thank you so much for having me. Good luck. I can't wait to see the roll the videotape. Thank you all so much.
Everyone, once again, Ms. Pat Battle. And the moment we've all been waiting for. Warwick Valley High School, to all of our invited guests at this point, please, the cohort for the 2022, please rise, make your way to the stage. These are our 2023 Senior Project candidates.
Good afternoon. My name is Sarah Lukic. For my senior project, I'll be designing and constructing my own dress from scratch. This project will involve me learning how to use a sewing machine, and in addition to this, I'll be studying the full design process of a dress. Working alongside me is my mentor, Sarah Betty, who is a bridal dress seamstress and a dressmaker. She's been working in the bridal industry since 2007, and I'm beyond excited to work with her. For my research paper, I'll be researching the negative impacts of fast fashion, such as environmental protection and the negative ethical impacts. Thank you.
Hello, I am Nathan Durkin. For my senior project, I will be directing a cabaret performance. This performance will tell the story of my high school career using music and self-written monologues. With this project, we are required to have a mentor. So my mentor will be Miss Terry Odell. She has been directing shows for over 10 years, and she has been my personal director for over 5 years. She has won numerous awards for her shows. My research paper for this topic will be how music therapy should be used as a official therapy for people with mental illnesses. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Jackson Fomeyer. My senior project, I will be training and recording the progress towards receiving an exceptional score on the personal fitness assessment for Air Force ROTC. My mentor is First Lieutenant Alexander Stoner, a recruiting officer and assistant professor of aerospace studies. For my research paper, I will explain why physical activity is a key component of good mental health. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Marissa Gratzel. For my senior project, I will learn the art of bagel and pastry making. My mentor, Donna Todd, will expand my knowledge and skill in the field which she has mastered. Donna has many years of expertise as both the owner and manager of Bagel Time in Warwick, New York. For my research paper, I will argue that bread is more beneficial than detrimental on the health of individuals around the world. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Andy Gurbich, and for my senior project, I will learn the process of writing and illustrating my very own comic with the guidance of my mentor, Ramon Gill. He is an artist who has his own years of experience with writing, illustrating, and editing many comics over the years. And he's going to be helping me learning the different facets of comic creation. For my research for my research paper, I'm going to be studying and researching the argument that consumption of violent media and entertainment does not incite violent behavior in those who consume it. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Owen Hoy, and for my senior project, I will write, produce, and play on an album along with local musicians that will culminate in a fundraiser event concert. To do so, I will work with my mentor, Matt Barilli, owner of the Rock Underground School of Music in Groom Lake in Pine Island, New York. He has produced and continues to produce and write music for himself and others while being fluent in almost everything music. On top of my project, my research paper will involve researching and discussing at length the effects of free music and whether it be legal or not on the music industry. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Ellie Laddiser. For my senior project, I will create a mural for my original hand-drawn illustration located at the corner of Forrester Avenue and High Street in the town of Warwick. I will be working alongside my mentor, Mr. Mano, an art teacher here at Warwick Valley High School, who has created many murals of his own. For my research paper, I will argue the positive impacts of graffiti on a community. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Madeline Lee. For my senior project, I will write a memoir about my early childhood up until now. It will include specific people, memories, and family history. My mentor, Deborah Scacciaferro, will aid me in this process. She was a former reporter for the Times-Herald Record, along with much more opportunities to research and write about people's stories. She's now an author and writing coach. The purpose of my research paper will illustrate why William Shakespeare's work is important in school, focusing on Romeo and Juliet. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Patrick Leszewski. For my senior project, I will be combining and learning the various aspects of game design to create a proof of concept for a video game, also known as a game demo. My mentor, Sean Sweetser, will be overseeing my progress. He's a teacher at Middletown High School, and he's been there for 7 years. He teaches their game development program, which he has for all of the years he's been there, and he's also the organizer for their esports team. And the purpose of my research paper is to break the stigma that escapism through media like literature, movies, or video games are naturally unhealthy and can be a good coping mechanism. And of course, thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Melanie Ortiz-Gonzalez. For my senior project, I will learn how to make French breakfast pastries, also known as viennoiserie. My mentor, Jean-Claude Sanchez, will be trained in his native France and then sharpened his skills traveling the world. He settled in Manhattan and soon became the executive pastry chef in prestigious establishments such as the Rainbow Room and the River Club. I am very grateful to him for passing down his expertise to me. In my research paper, I will discuss the USA's impact on food waste, the effect of this waste on the earth, and possible solutions to the problems it causes. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sierra Roberts, and for my senior project, I will be writing a high fantasy novel, adolescent novel, which is based in a completely different world than our own. My mentor for my project is Valerie Lacey, an independent writer and editor, and she helps me write my novel as well as planning and spacing of it. In addition to, for my senior project, research paper, I will be writing a research paper arguing the subjugation of female writers in the Victorian age. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Sophia Roldan, and I have a profound interest in a music business career. And I love to immerse myself in creative mediums. So for my senior project, I will learn how to play guitar with the end goal, an original song with lyrics. To ensure I successfully achieve my goal, guitar lessons will occur with my mentor, Ryan Berg. Berg is a professional musician and an educator. Finally, in order to absorb not only the creative side, but also the business aspect of the music industry, my research paper will argue that modern streaming services are destroying the music industry. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is John Ruskowitz. For my senior project, I will be street legalizing a 1948 Chevrolet Loadmaster, which came from my family's farm. I'll be working in Middletown at Rose Collision Center with my mentor, Eric Heinzel. He's been in the business for for a decade, and he is skilled in bodywork, car restorations, painting, and car inspections. For my topic, I will be researching the negative impacts that electric engines will have on the farming community. My family's been in the business for over 100 years, so it will directly affect us later on in life. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Cameron Schultz. For my senior project, I will learn how to make pottery. I will make pinch pots and coil bowls, learn how to throw and add texture, and the process of firing. I will work alongside my mentor, Mrs. Gina Scarpula, who is also my current physics teacher at Warwick Valley High School. She started making pottery at 5 years old, continued through college, and used to co-advise the Empty Bowls Club here at school. Finally, for my research paper, I will argue that technology is a positive effect for traditional art because it brings more recognition to the artists. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Alexandra Turner, and for my senior project, I chose to study the art of fused glass. I will create 6 glass panels, which will fit together to illustrate a scene from the environment inspired by the art of Louis Comfort Tiffany. After I make the panels, I'll organize a fundraiser and auction them off in order to raise money to donate to a land conservancy foundation locally. I'll be working alongside my mentor, Megan Sweeney, who is my former art teacher at Tuxedo Park School, where she's been working for 19 years. She introduced me to the art of fused glass 5 years ago when I took a half-year course in 7th grade. My research paper will be focused on the negative impacts that humans have on the environment, specifically through habitat destruction. I'll argue that the environment and wildlife has changed drastically over the years. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Elizabeth Verbois. For my senior project, I will learn American Sign Language. Soon, I will be self-publishing my own children's book, and I will learn how to sign my book to read to children who are hearing impaired. My mentor is Ms. Dara Breitkoff. Ms. Breitkoff has been a teacher of the hard of hearing for the past 15 years. For my research paper, I will argue that there should be a universal requirement that children learn a second language at an elementary age level. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Grace Vikovsky, and for my senior project, I will be making cold processed soaps with an original fragrance. My mentor, Erica Pepe, will guide me through this process along with the hazardous chemicals through the saponification process. For my research paper, I will argue that hygiene products like deodorant, toothpaste, toilet paper, and tampons should be tax-free. Thank you.
Wow. Can we please have another round of applause for our senior project students? That concludes our ceremony for today. Once again, thank you so much. Pat Battle, thank you so much for coming all the way up here to speak for us and for all of you coming to share in this experience. We look forward to the future middle schoolers coming up here and doing this program in a couple of years. And thank you. Have a good day.